What's going on YouTube? Today we got Jace when you ride the school bus, man. Now look, we ain't talking magic school bus, man. We talking about that long yellow bus. That, you know what I'm saying, was bad, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Thankfully, I won't ever have the pleasure of riding this thing ever again. Like, the amount of brain cells I've lost while riding the school bus over my lifetime is probably dangerously high. Like,
I rode the bus from kindergarten through 12th grade, man. Especially, like, in 12th grade, like, it's like, that was a whole new level of embarrassment.
The amount doctors would want to study, you feel me? Like, the amount of times, especially last year, I pulled myself out of bed working with around 4 to 5 hours of sleep at best, walked halfway awake to the bus stop, stood there, and whatever the Texas morning weather had prepared for me. Then I would stand at the bus stop in the rain, in the cold, in the normal hot humid weather, and standing in this would also just make me want to go back to sleep, you feel me? Like, there would be dead times where I actually would close my eyes while standing there waiting for the bus, and I would just fall asleep.
I could never really go to sleep on the bus.
My body as I almost fall over. And then finally the bus would arrive. Sometimes it would arrive on time, sometimes it would be 30 minutes late, who knows. But this one time I walked into the bus, sat in my seat, and I was ready to go to bed. Like, I was on autopilot mode the whole walk over to the bus stop.
You don't know true pain and true like weirdness if you've never got on the bus and another like 30 kids are already on the bus. I was always the first stop, and every time I got on and it was like more buses, more kids on there. I'm like, bro, what? Substitute bus drivers suck.
My body was just moving by itself. And now that my head was against the cold window and I was sitting down cozy, I slowly drifted to sleep. And for like 4 minutes, I had blissful, unbothered sleep until I was awoken by yelling, like arguing. And I didn't move. I just opened my eyes and listened. And a group of kids in the very back of the bus, like the last 4 rows of seats, were dead yelling and screaming at each other. A group of kids in the very back of the bus, like the last 4.
I don't know why, but the last left seat, like this seat, right? So it was only one seat here, and people would argue and fight over this seat all day, every day, bro. I don't understand why.
Seats were dead yelling and screaming at each other at 6 in the morning. And bro, this wasn't like a one-time thing. Like, most of the time when I got on that bus, a certain group of kids would make sure that I wouldn't be able to get any sleep whatsoever. Like, I even put in my noise-canceling AirPods with no music playing, so it would hopefully block out some of the
why would you not play music?
Sounds that they're making from their arguing. Didn't help at all.
You gotta play like some lo-fi beats.
Down the volume on their audio. I could still hear them. So I had another solution, which you guys are probably thinking about. I just put on music full blast, and it solved and caused the problem. Yes, I couldn't hear them anymore, couldn't hear none of the yelling and screaming,
but
now all I could hear was my music and just it blasting into my ears. And it was hard to fall asleep because all I listened to is straight heat, so over time I taught myself to fall asleep to my music even when it was blowing out my eardrums. And sometimes I wouldn't even force myself to do this. I would just be so sleepy, and beyond like holding myself in this realm, even with music blasting, I would just peacefully close my eyes.
You gotta play like some Beethoven, bro. That's how you go to sleep for real.
About buses is sitting next to people. Like, back in the day when I was a kid, I thought it was fun to sit 3 deep in a bus seat if it's like 2 people with my friends, you know? But like, now I just dead can't do it. Like, I want a man spread, I want to lay across my seat backwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need room for my backpack too, you know? My backpack's very important. I need to be right next to me, you feel what I'm saying? Like, there's no room for nobody else. And now I'm not saying I'm one of those kids who would be like, hey man, can I sit here? No, get back. Like, if someone asked to sit,
I hated that, bro. It's like when the bus was always packed and you gotta sit somewhere, you gotta ask somebody. And they're like, I don't know, ask him. I don't know, ask him. Like, come on, bro. Don't be that dude.
Next to me, I would say sure, you feel me? But like, I wouldn't enjoy it. Like, there goes all my space. And like, most of the time, it was like only girls asking to sit next to me, bro. It's kind of weird, I don't know. I remember one time my bus was running mad late, and then some random bus pulled up I've never seen before. We all walked up to it, and I get onto the bus.
30 kids.
The bus was full of kids. Like, yes. Bro, I mean, 3 to a seat all the way to the back row. And I instantly knew what was going on here, because this wasn't the first
substitute bus driver, man.
Career that buses have merged, which is when 1 or 2 buses in this case, their bus drivers didn't show up or just didn't feel like coming to work today. So then a totally different bus will have to fill in for that bus driver and come. How
are you just not showing up to drive?
In this bus, I assume that this bus had picked up multiple neighborhoods worth of kids, like at least 20 stops. So I started walking down the aisle to see there was 3 to 4 people in every seat. I kept on walking and walking. I was getting near the edge of the bus. I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? There's not enough room. And then I got down to the very, very back of the bus, like the 2nd row, and I found a seat with 2 people, and I sat right on the edge. And my knees were like sticking out into the aisle, touching someone else sitting in the seat with 3 people right next to us. And I just stared forward like, bro, this was not a fun time. Like, I already said, I hated sitting next to people, but now I was not only sitting in a seat of 3 people, my legs were touching some random girl sitting in a seat of 3 people, while we all sat in a bus full of 300 kids.
And look, when you're sitting 3 to a seat, like 3 or maybe 4 to a seat, you like, if you pull out your phone, the person next to you is gonna see what you doing. Person next to him and next like where everybody's gonna see. So it's like you might as well just either go like this or fake like you're going to sleep, bro.
And there ended up being like 3 more stops, and every time we stopped, everyone was like, damn, because like this bus was way beyond maximum capacity. Thanks. And everyone on this bus knew if any more people got on here, the bus would probably just collapse. Tires just pop and fold into each other, and the bus would slam into the ground.
I'll be wondering about that
Eventually,
sometimes.
we got to school like 20 minutes late, of course, and it did to like 10 solid minutes to get everyone off that bus, bro. Especially for me being in the far back. I had to sit there in my seat and wait for everyone to just file out like little ants. And you know, there were some goofy, funny laughs on the bus sometimes. Like I remember one time I was just chilling on the bus. Right? It was a normal, usual morning. I was sleepy, and I started smelling just a little hint of weed. And this wasn't like a one-time thing, too. Like I would dead from time to time randomly smell it coming from the back of the bus. And I just assumed that someone was hitting the Benjamin in the back of the bus, getting faded at 6 in the morning. And another thing a lot of people do on the bus.
Some kids do.
But like I always remember, I had a bus driver that would always be like, "Don't eat on the bus, kids." And then when some kid would sit down, open up his lunchbox, pull out a bag of Doritos, and start munching,
she wouldn't say a word.
Dead just look up in the rearview mirror, watch.
She wouldn't say a word about it.
Back of the road with no reaction. Now I feel like in some cases it's different, because imagine like little bro started making finger paintings on the window and
oh no, that's wild. That's
had to get up and come beat this kid's ass. And there were times where kids straight up littered all over the bus. Like they would finish eating their food and just throw their empty bag on the ground or leave it in their seat, and would just leave a big mess, which made it make sense why bus drivers would be like, "Don't eat on the bus," because of these very reasons. But I feel like most of these rules should only apply to younger kids, because they're more likely to throw their shit on the ground. And there was something I especially hated about riding the bus. Like the time frame my random bus driver would choose to come pick up would always
6:15 on time, bro. Run, bro. Bus probably gone. It's up. Get a ride. Oh my, bro. Nothing is worse than asking for a ride when you went to the bus stop. It's like I remember one week specifically. Me and my brother, we went out to the bus. I think a 5-day week. I say 3 or 4 times the bus driver just didn't show up. I'm like, bro. So I think Monday, Tuesday we got a ride. Wednesday, Thursday. We had to wait for another bus to come and get us like an hour later, bro. Not an hour, but like 30 minutes later.
Screw me over. Like, there would be times where I was 10 minutes early to the bus stop, which sucked, and then there would be times I was running to the bus stop as the bus pulled up. And there's one certain time I was walking to the bus
that's
stop,
what you're talking about.
When I got around the corner, I heard the bus coming, so I started speed walking. So I speed walked across the street to see the bus there and everyone getting on. The doors closed, and I was like, okay, I'm in bro's view now. He should be able to see me in the corner of his eyes and wait for me, right? So then I was left there.
I'm not chasing the bus,
at the
bro.
Bus stop, and I'm pretty sure everyone on the bus watched me walk up and get left there. And I was like so dumb, bro. Like it was too early for this, so I just walked back home.
Hey, man, that was when you ride a bus, man. Very, very true information, bro. I hated riding the bus so much, man. Rode the bus 12 years, man, or 11, because I ain't go to school in 11th grade. But yeah, man. Hope y'all enjoyed, man. Comment down below if y'all want to see more videos like this, you know what I'm saying. Commentary on Jace vids, you know what I'm saying. WJace. Hope y'all enjoyed, man. If y'all did, make sure to leave a like, you know what I'm saying. Comment down below. Let's try to do next, man. Follow my social media.